Hello once again to my channel, Loyal Tops Creations, and this week I want to talk about some terminologies that we come across in our beading and jewelry. Now, my latest collection is the spring summer collection is coming out the spring summer collection is coming out in March, and I named this collection after my love of flowers. Because really, when you look at flowers, the shapes, the fragrance, the colors, and everything, you find it. I use it as inspiration in my beading. And so I named this collection after the tulip flower. And so the collection Tulipa is coming out on the 1st of March. But in this collection, there are different accessories in the collection, different accessories that I used, and I just thought about it, and then I thought, well, let's talk a little about the different types of accessories that you can have for your beading and jewelry. Now, when you look at what you have in front of you, you can see that all the items there have one thing in common, and that's the color. They're gold. They're not gold, but they all have the semblance of gold, but they're different. And so I decided that we should talk a little bit about it. Now, let's start from the cheapest one of these items. Now, when you look at this chain is gold. It's a gold color. The earrings are also gold. These have cubic zirconia stones in them, and this clasp is also gold, yellow gold. But what are they really? What is the gold? Now, the simplest and the most inexpensive in gold jewelry is what we call gold plated jewelry. Is the least expensive. And what do we mean by plated? Why do we say gold plated and just not gold? Gold plating is an alternative to gold itself. When you have, gold jewelry is expensive, but when you have something, an alternative which is way cheaper, then you can, buy the cheaper version. It all depends on you and what you want, really. But gold plating is a process. It's produced. It's easily produced. It is a thin layer of gold which has been placed on top of the metal. So they've cut the metal in whatever shape they want it, and what they do next is to place a thin layer of gold on top of it, and this process is called electroplating. So they are electroplating the gold on top of the metal. Now, what do? The base metal they choose is cleaned and shaped, and then a thin layer of nickel is placed on the metal. This will make sure that the gold doesn't react in a negative way with the metal itself, and then it will be dipped in a gold liquid and electrically bonded together. Gold plating is a very thin layer of gold. At least it should be 7 millionths of an inch thick and must be at least of 10 karat quality. The most common metals that they use for gold plating are sterling silver, copper, stainless steel, brass. They use these as the base. So items made of sterling silver, made of copper, stainless steel, brass can be used for plating, that is gold plating, and they use the method electroplating. So gold plated jewelry is the least expensive of all the types of gold jewelry that you have about, but it all depends really on what you want. It's a nice cheap alternative, but it doesn't last that long. People normally say that it doesn't last more than 2 years, but it really depends on how you use them. How do you use your jewelry? How do you take care of your jewelry? We'll come to that later. So that is gold plated jewelry. The next type of jewelry is gold layered, and that is probably what people call, they call it GL. Gold plated, sometimes you get GP, but not all the time. So gold layered jewelry is the next one. All these items that you have here, these clasps, this filigree leaf, is gold layered. What's the difference between gold layered jewelry and gold plated jewelry? Gold layered jewelry is sometimes confused with gold plated jewelry, but the process of making the jewelry is different. Gold layered is done by making an alloy with a base metal of either maybe brass or copper. And how do they do it? They fuse the base metal with the gold. They fuse the gold and the base metal together. Now it is quite durable and it will last if it's looked after properly. So which do you prefer, gold plate or gold layered? It still comes down to how do you use your jewelry? What do you want with your jewelry? How much are you willing to spend? How long do you think you want it for? How are you going to use it? How are you going to look after it? So I feel that all the types of jewelry are durable in my eyes, except that some are more durable than others. Now let's talk about the last type for today before we now talk about how we will make the jewelry last. And the last type is what we call gold filled jewelry. And these are some items of gold filled jewelry in front of you. This clasp is gold filled. This chain is gold filled. So what's the difference between this, and this? Gold filling is a process that originated in the United States. It gives an appearance of gold, just like the others. They all give the appearance of gold, but gold filled jewelry is not as expensive as gold itself, but it's more expensive than gold plate and it's more expensive than gold layered. Now, how is it? How do they gold fill items? Now, the gold itself is pressure bonded to a base metal, most likely what we call jeweler's brass. And jeweler's brass is a very high quality metal which is resistant to wear and tear. So what do? High pressure and heat bond the gold to the metal. High pressure and heat this time bond the gold to the metal. It consists of about 2 or 3 layers of solid gold, either bonded to the metal or pressed onto the metal. But by law, a gold-filled piece must have at least 5% gold by weight. For instance, a necklace that is described as 14-karat gold-filled means that there is about 14 to 20 gold fill in it. Gold fill is more durable than gold plates due to the process applied to the bonding of gold to the metal, but can also be at times very expensive, although it is not gold. Gold filled jewelry is regulated. Gold plated jewelry is not regulated. So you are not really sure how much gold is really used in your gold plated jewelry. But with gold filled jewelry, you are sure that they must have at least 5% gold by the weight of the item. Now, when you're looking for bead jewelry accessories, you need to decide if you want to use plated jewelry accessories, gold filled jewelry accessories, or gold layered jewelry accessories. I personally prefer gold filled, but I also use gold plated, and I also use gold layered jewelry accessories. But in each item that I create, I will always tell you what I have used. Now, in gold filled jewelry accessories, you might not get every single thing that you need in gold fill, or if you do, they might be too expensive, and that is why I use gold filled, I use gold layered a lot. Gold plated I do use, but sparingly, and especially if I'm making very, very simple items, I might just use gold plated jewelry. And also, to help me decide what I want, what type of accessory I use, I normally look at the beads that I'm using, the beads that I'm stringing, and the design. If I'm using expensive beads, like expensive pearls, I won't use gold plated jewelry at all. Jewelry accessories, I will always go for gold filled. If I'm stringing just normal beads like crystal, just ordinary Chinese crystals or something, I probably use gold plated jewelry. If I'm stringing semi-precious bead stones as well, I will use gold layered or gold filled jewelry accessories. So that is technically the difference between gold plates, gold layered, and gold filled. And what are the differences? As I've said before, the differences are in the way the gold is applied to the base metal. Gold plated easily rubs off. Gold layered is forged as an alloy, is forged together with the base metal, so it's not easy to rub off, so it is very durable. Gold filled, as we've just discussed, is bonded but 2 or 3 times, and it has a high quality percentage of gold in it. So gold filled is the most expensive and is the most durable. Now, I mentioned the word alloy. What do we mean briefly? It's a metal that has been made from 2 or more different metals. That's the simple explanation. In jewelry, most gold and silver pieces are not 100% pure, as they are made into an alloy to improve their strength. Gold itself is a very soft metal, and without being made into a stronger metal, it would be very useless to use in jewelry. So you probably get gold mixed with something. Therefore, it is mixed with stronger metals. The color can also be changed by adding silver to gold. You know, gold is yellow, but we can create white gold. Adding copper to gold, therefore producing rose gold. But the percentage of gold in any alloyed metal is known as its fineness and must be hallmarked in the piece by the what we call the assay office. So in other words, gold filled jewelry usually has a hallmark, and it will tell you what carat it is. So you've got, in gold, you've got 18, you've got 9 carats, 9 carat, 18 carat, 22 carat, 24 carat. In plates also, you've got 9 carat plated gold, you've got 18 carat plated gold, you've got 22, you've got 24. And when you look at it, it's simply, you see that the colors are a little different. 18 carats plated gold is similar to the color gold itself. 24 carats too is also not too yellow. But so which do you prefer? It depends on your pocket, it depends on what you are doing. And with each and every one of them, you still have to decide and have to learn how to use and how to take care of your items. You, of course, always wear your jewelry last. You don't wear your jewelry and then spray your perfume, because you are destroying, you are marking your jewelry. You don't wear your jewelry and powder yourself. You don't bath or swim with your jewelry. You don't wash your jewelry yourself. And you always wipe them with a dry cloth or a polishing cloth before you put your jewelry away. And put your jewelry away separately. Don't stack them. Don't put so many items in one box. Put them separately into a container and to keep them safe. So that is the difference between the types of jewelry accessories that I use and that I find out there. There are a few more. We're still going to talk about those later, like sterling silver, vermeil, and so on and so forth, but those will come out in a later video. So thank you for listening. If you haven't subscribed to our channel, please do so that you'll be able to receive alerts on new videos. And ask your friends and family that are interested in beading to subscribe to our channel, and watch out for the spring summer collection that is coming out on the 1st of March. So our website address is loyaltopscreations.com, and that's the easiest place to see all the collections. They will be out on the 1st of March. I'm so excited for my friends and customers to see your reactions on these new designs. Thank you for listening, and thank you for always patronizing us. Thank you, and bye-bye.